roaring fans, ground-rumbling action, the thrill of everyday machines rocketing fender to fender at speeds approaching 200 miles an hour has catapulted NASCAR into the world's fastest-growing spectator sport. Today, this international sport and its dynamic personalities demand a more immediate and dedicated medium, an affinity network, if you will, wholly owned and programmed by the sport itself, charged with the responsibility of vaulting NASCAR to unparalleled growth and pervasiveness as we approach the new millennium. Introducing the Speedway Network. Now, thanks to technological advances in satellite technology, the opportunity presents itself to launch such a network with literally no startup costs. The advent of the DBS Low Horizon Small Dish Satellite System allows us to program dedicated networks aimed at attracting a specific target audience. In this case, the loyal and rabid fans of stock car racing who will, for a monthly fee, subscribe to the Speedway Network. Can you imagine the impact on the sport from weekly programming emanating from Atlanta, Charlotte, Bristol, Sears Point, Texas, and soon, New Jersey. An insiders network at the disposal of the tracks, drivers, manufacturers, and team owners. Wow. The network becomes a formidable profit center unto itself, with fees from subscribers, advertising revenue, and enhanced merchandising capabilities, to say nothing of the impact on ticket sales from on-air promotion for upcoming events. The Speedway Network, the time is now. Hi everybody, Beau Brock. Welcome to the Speedway Network, and today we're at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Primestar 500. With us this morning is former Falcon head coach and Houston Oilers head coach Jerry Glanville. I didn't mention that you're a racer, even though you're coming off a big third-place finish in Las Vegas.
Well, we really did well. We had a new sponsor, Universe Uniforms, and out of Las Vegas in the Winston West. We had a great run, finished third, and can't wait to get back out. We'll be in Mobile, Alabama later this month, and then we get to come back home April 4th to Jefferson Peach State Track.
Good. Maybe soon you'll be racing Legends cars here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but right now we've got a problem on our hands. It's called precipitation.
Rain.
Yeah, it's raining like crazy. I'm surprised you knew that word.
That's a good word, too.
But it's clearing just a little bit, and the track officials tell us that we've got about a 6-hour window, so it looks like we're going to go racing today, Jerry.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, I think because of the Busch missing their series and all that, I think they'd bring the Cup people back next Saturday. I just wouldn't have it go today.
It sounds like we're at the end of the runway at Hartsfield International Airport, but what the heck is going on behind us, Jerry?
Oh, that's a dryer, and that's a jet dryer. The track is very, very wet, and they'll keep that dryer going around. And if it doesn't rain anymore, that'll dry the track off in a hurry.
That'll dry it off in a hurry, but I'll tell you what, some of the fans are not dried off, and what that hurts, it hurts the concession stands. And a lot of NASCAR is built around merchandising, and the drivers especially. They've got to be able to sell those shirts. Let's go out to the concession stand now and check in with Marianne to find out what they're doing at the concession stands.
Thanks, guys. Listen, if you're lucky enough to have an infield pass, this is where you get to come shop for your souvenirs. With me here is Norm. How you doing, Norm?
Doing fine. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. A little bit wet, but I'm ready for the big race. How about you?
Oh, yeah, we're always ready for the race. I think the wet weather's held down the fans a little bit, but they'll be out. It's always, when NASCAR comes around, you're always getting 100,000 plus.
Well, give us a few insider tips here. What are your hot selling items?
Pretty much everything that has anything to do with the 50th anniversary for NASCAR. It's a big deal when you're talking about NASCAR because that's 50 years in the business. We got the shirts and the sweatshirts and the label pins that we do and the hats, and we do toboggans for them. Another thing is the Brunton Smith racing set pin, which features all his tracks that he has and owns: Bristol, Atlanta, Charlotte, Texas. The Earnhardt shirts, they always go good. Dale's a big seller. I don't care what track you go to or what part of the United States. Dale's a very big of a fan favorite. So he's been in it a long time. Always, people forget cameras. Every time, cameras are a big seller. We sell more disposable cameras than anything we sell.
Yeah, but Marianne, I couldn't find one of these.
Well, let me tell you what I was doing.
with you?
I looked through every trailer trying to find a Beau Brock T-shirt. They said they sold out on Friday.
Yeah,
Friday,
they're hot, baby.
the ARCA fans are buying your shirts.
Well, the ARCA fans are all in Winnebago way. You know, ARCA fans, Busch fans, Winston Cup fans, they all come on race day, and they come early. And they have a little, what would you call it? A little city unto themselves.
Well, I tell you what, they're absolutely beautiful. In fact, Featherlight Trailers builds most of the transporters. And Featherlight Trailer looked around, saw what was going on. They went out and bought a bus conversion company just to get the sales to the Winston Cup fans. Great. If you're walking one of them, spiral staircase, marble bathtubs, it's actually a little bit better than we live at home, Beau.
Oh, well, that Cindy is in for a treat.
Hey, they got indoor bathrooms, something you haven't had in about 5 years.
Cindy's in for a treat because she's on Winnebago way.
Hi, Beau. I'm out here on Winnebago Way, and we're going to meet some people that have come to see the races. They've been sitting out here for quite some time now. If you'll come up, we're going to meet them. Hi, I'm Cindy.
I'm Bill.
This is Bill. This is Bill, and this is his wife,
Debbie.
Deb. Good to meet you, Deb. And this is Dawn. Pleasure to meet you. And we're all out here today just having a great time. I mean, what are you guys eating? We're looking for food. We're a hungry crew. Do you have any barbecue grills going on?
We only had pancakes and eggs for breakfast this morning.
He had pancakes and eggs for breakfast, which is more than I had. Do you have any pancakes and eggs left?
You got any left? No.
I can whip some up though.
All right. Can you cook? Can you cook in this thing? This is a Shasta. Is that what you call it?
29-foot RV.
It's a 29-foot RV. Really fun.
The drivers are in for a treat, and it's certainly the veteran drivers that are going to have the advantage early on in this Primestar 500. But Jerry, how about the qualifying on Friday? Now all of a sudden, Pontiac finishes 1-2. This has always been a Ford track. There's been a controversy with the spoiler on the Taurus. Taurus is going too fast. Have they lowered it too much? And maybe Taurus doesn't have the advantage here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the fastest speedway on the circuit right now.
Well, what I really thought of is the tallest spoiler nobody's talking about is the Pontiac. Pontiac has a bigger spoiler than the Monte Carlo or the Ford. So the minute I saw those two on the pole, I knew there'd be some big-time whining going on to cut down the Pontiac spoiler also. But what they've really done is they've eliminated the Thunderbird. We got a new Thunderbird from the Stavola brothers thinking we could maybe run the Richmond race. But what's gone on, notice they've cut that spoiler down even below the Taurus. So that's Ford's way of saying, we don't want any more T-Birds racing, just the Taurus.
Well, with you and a T-Bird, you'll be banging people anyway. This has always been a Ford track, as we said, and because of the torquiness. Is that still true with the Taurus? Is that still a torquey engine?
Well, what's really happened, it's the same engine that you had in the Thunderbirds, but the Taurus gives you downforce that you don't have to get in and out of the gas. One thing great about the Ford engines is that if you're in a track where you get all the way out and all the way back in, the Ford motor winds more RPMs, it's a little more torque to it. But this track, some people here are flat-footing this track, which the torque is no longer a factor. Then you're just like you're at Talladega. You got the thing on the floor without a restrictor plate.
Yeah, they're just going round and round. Metal to the pedal, pedal to the metal.
Right.
Pedal to the metal, heavy foot guys. And let's go over and check with some of those heavy foot crew chiefs and find out what they're thinking about today's track.
Well, you know, we've kind of been screwed up since we got here. You know, most teams don't have over about 10 or 12 laps on the racetrack. And, you know, we've got November to look at, and that's kind of how we're going off of trying to set the cars up for today. But, you know, we've got a lot of rule changes since November, but everybody's in the same boat, and it's kind of like a crapshoot. You know, it's good to hear NASCAR say at lap 25, they'll give us a caution, number one, to check tires, but to make adjustments on the car to keep somebody getting in trouble and getting a lap down early. But biggest thing, we need to get this thing run where we can go on to the next one. Our team's going straight to Darlington, testing for 2 days, so hopefully we'll get this thing in.
Well, we're just about at that time right now. They're just about to say, gentlemen, start your engines, and it will be the Primestar 500. But in the meantime, you take care, everybody. We're going to turn you over now to ESPN. We'll see you next week at 10 o'clock from Darlington. Take care, everybody.